So as promised, we are back for the EFL Cup quarter-final. We did make it through, and we are going up against a team who turned us down in the summer in the form of Manchester City. Time for a little bit of payback. How are we doing, everybody, and welcome to part 25 of Club 3 here on My Career on FM23. I'm Stu. Thank you for joining me in today's video, where, as mentioned, we've got a game against Manchester City, who we did apply to join in the summer, and they turned us down, and I was very sad about it. We've got a game against them in the Carabao Cup, and then we've got Chelsea in the Premier League. And if you are excited to see how we get on in both of those games, do not forget to leave a like on the video for me and subscribe so you don't miss any of the future Football Manager nonsense coming out of this face right here. Since you were last with us, I think everything's been pretty good, to be honest with you. I think the last time we saw you, it was in and around this period, Inter and Everton, I think. So we've won every game bar one loss against Tottenham in the Premier League. It was at home as well, which was a bit jarring, but we've been pretty good, all things considered. Lots of big wins. We have conceded a few goals here, although against teams we shouldn't be conceding against. A weird 6-3 against Aston Villa, which was nuts. Liverpool we managed to beat as well, 3-1. That was a nice victory again, considering already played them this season. And we also beat Rangers and Sheffield United. Only the 1-0 in both of those games. So we had a little bit of this problem last season where we were struggling just to get a lot of goals through teams. But it's fine. It's not a problem as long as we keep winning games. Interestingly, the team we're playing against today, Manchester City, already played them in the league, already beat them in the league. 3-0. Erling Haaland, as it stands, is currently injured. So if we have a quick look, he's currently the captain of the club. He's out for another 3 to 6 weeks, and that's really affected Manchester City. If you have a look at them in the table, they're currently 7th. Erling Haaland was on this list before that and has fallen away. He's gone down to 4th on 12 goals. In 8 appearances, that's ridiculous, but he has fallen down the order. Orlando is the top goal scorer at the moment with 18 goals and 16 appearances. The man is a menace. Followed closely behind by Evan Ferguson, who, remember, I was thinking about trying to sign in the summer, just gone. But A, he didn't want to come at that point, and B, we couldn't afford him. So, good to see him on the charts. And also, Lucas Scamacca having a really good later career at West Ham United, apparently, which is good to see. So, yeah, everything going pretty well. But we're not here to talk. We're here to watch and see how we do in the game against Man City in the Carabao Cup. And this is the 11 we're going to be using. It's Roberts in goal, Jimenez, Fofana, Badia, Chile and Thomas in defence. Tapia and Lavia in the middle with Lethan, Veloso and Shoulder up, supporting Orlando up front. Talking through some of the selection choices, Lethan has been in really good form recently. Average of 7.5 in the last 5 games. Got an 8.4 in the last game. A lot of the team are playing quite well. Orlando's been a little bit out of form. So we have been playing Pinamonti. And Pinamonti has been up and down, but he has started to score again. He's got 5 goals now, which is not a lot of goals, but he hasn't been playing quite as much. He's had a lot of substitute appearances, but 3 of those goals are in his last 4 games. So he's looking better. He's looking more like his old self. So he's looking like someone we can rely on a little bit more, which is nice to see. And in terms of injuries, we've currently got none. We did have a few. They've all cleared up. So that's the 11. And let's just get into the game. And let's see whether we can put Manchester City to the sword for the second time this season. I'd quite like to think that we can. I'm pretty sure that we can. I know that we can. I'd go as far as to say. But anything can happen. They've still got a very good team, admittedly. They are playing Brennan Johnson and Phil Foden up front, which does remind me, I think I have forgotten to do one thing that I normally do. Let's just double check. Yes, I did. Distribute to the wide boys. They did actually get a player sent off when we last played them, but they were already 1 or 2-0 down at that point, so we were already dominating them. But yeah, Phil Foden and Brennan Johnson up front suggests that they don't actually have backup strikers of any particular quality for Erling Haaland. Jay Lethan, by the way, continuing his ridiculous run of form, he's just gone and scored inside 3 minutes. Fantastic. Ruben Diaz actually gives the ball away. Jude Bellingham is rooted to the spot. Orlando turns around, looks for options, and actually plays it perfectly through to Jay Lethan. And Orlando is getting better at that kind of thing, that version of link-up play. And the homegrown boy has gone and scored and made it 1-0, and I'm very, very happy. Quick updates as well on Paris Walker-Hughes and Michael Holdford. They're both having really good seasons out in, I think they're both playing at Fortuna Dusseldorf. We'll double check this after the game if I can remember to do it. But yeah, they're having really good seasons, both of them at the moment, which is nice to see. Most of our loan players look to be doing pretty well. So if we are here for another season, we have got a good set of players who hopefully will come into the team in the same way that Jay Leathan has. Because, honestly, we've got some good players. We've also had our youth intake preview. It's not a great youth intake, but apparently we've got a really good forward, which is good. Because we've got Rob Jansen who's come through. What a goal that is from Phil Foden. We've got Rob Jansen who came through as a striker, but his finishing is trash. So I think when he gets back, he's going to turn into an attacking midfielder. He just looks like he'll suit that a little bit more. But yeah, it would be good to have a young striker coming through, to be fair. I am going to encourage the boys. Let's just see whether we can put Manchester City under a little bit more pressure. We're not playing that well. Our wing-backs are really struggling at the moment, which is a bit of a concern. But it's all good. It's fine. We know we've got the quality. We just have to use our quality and hopefully just interrupt theirs as well. Such as that interception. Right, shoulder up, who's not had a good game so far. Running forward, goes out wide to Luke Thomas. Luke Thomas has not had a good game either. Goes to Lavia, into shoulder up turns, goes for the shot and just puts it wide. They held on to it a little bit more. He could have possibly found a teammate. I think shoulder up will be off in the second half. We'll probably rotate him through. Sam Roberts starting today. I have committed that in all domestic cup competitions, Sam Roberts will be our goalkeeper. I'm not just going to play him in the games that I think are easy wins. I'm going to play him in every game that is a cup competition, not in Europe. I'm also debating, and I haven't fully decided on this yet, possibly sending him out on loan to a decent club in January, giving him a full half a season and signing someone to be our backup goalkeeper. The reason I'm thinking this is because he is a potential 5-star goalkeeper. He needs games. He needs more games than we are currently providing with him. Orlando's in here. Orlando just can't go past his Brazilian compatriot. Orlando's still not made his debut for Brazil, by the way, which is, considering the season he's having, is utterly ridiculous. I'm going to tell the boys that I'm happy with them. Badiashile needs to calm himself down. You two need to step up your game because you are having an awful game so far. You're not doing particularly well either. Front lads aren't doing too bad. I will tell Shoulder Up he needs to improve things, and I'm going to ask you to try and grab the game by the scruff of the neck. Have they made any changes? That's an important question. No, they have not. Jude Bellingham, we're currently going in hard on him. He's not having a particularly good game. Bukayo Saka is, though, so let's try and put him on his right foot, and we'll try and disrupt him a little bit. Phil Foden's having a nice game as well. You know what? Let's go in hard on him too. Why the devil not? Let's go out and see whether we can do a bit better. I'm not going to make any changes just yet. I'm going to give some of the lads a chance first. Badiashile's in. He's just over the bar. Great opportunity. Romeo Lavia with the free kick. But he just couldn't quite find the right delivery there, unfortunately. Right, I am debating possibly dropping Veloso back to the playmaker position and bringing Kuchiyara on, just because I don't think we're going to get much out of Tapia in this game at the moment. I think we probably need to freshen up. Veloso just couldn't quite control the ball well enough there. Could Kuchiyara have done better? I don't know, but Manchester City do now have an opportunity. Johnson to Luis Alberto. Luis Alberto running forward. He is one of the best players in the world. He's in the top 10 of the goal 50 from what I can remember seeing when it did come up. Right, Fofana. The referee has given a penalty. That's got to be outside the box, surely. What on earth? That was... What was it for? And Brennan Johnson... I mean, I talked a lot of crap about Brennan Johnson, and he's gone and missed the penalty, so I feel a bit justified. What was that penalty for? I'm fuming. I'm absolutely fuming. I'm so glad it didn't get scored, but we still have a chance to concede here. Right. Manchester City on the attack, and the highlight ends. What was that penalty for? I do not understand what it was for. Right, I'm making some early substitutions. Tapia's coming off. Going to put Veloso back into midfield, and Kuchiyara is going to come on. He's anxious, but I think he'll be fine. Jimenez is having a shocker, so Livramento is going to come on. And I'm actually thinking as well, maybe bringing Guardian on for Badiashile. We're going to do that, in fact. So we'll make 3 substitutions. And we'll just double check if they've made any changes. They have. They've brought on Alan Tamara. Believe it or not, they've brought on Alan Tamara. Okay. Fine. Sure. We'll leave him. Fine. We'll leave him. We'll leave him. It's all good. Right. Team talk. Faith in you. Yeah. We've calmed them down. We've inspired them. Demand a bit more from the boys. Come on, lads. These guys coming past my house while I'm trying to play Football Manager. Right, Livramento with a throw-in. Gets it to Joe Veloso. Now in a deeper position. Goes back to Fofana. Fofana to Lavia. Guardian, by the way, has been playing better recently. I know last time we were with you, he wasn't having the best of times, but he has started to play a little better. Scored his first goal for the club. Look at that for an intercepting tackle. What a... As soon as I'm talking about him, he goes and does something like that. That's magnificent. I think shoulder up is next for the chopping block here. Orlando is in. Orlando is in. And... Well, I mean, I thought Ederson might have got a save there, but he's just hit the post, Orlando. So unlucky. So very unlucky. And we have a throw-in now from Bukayo Saka. Phil Foden, over to Machado. Back to Bukayo Saka, who, remember, we're trying to keep on his right foot, not letting go on his left. We're not doing a very good job of it here. Actually, no, Lethan did a very good job. Forced him to go backwards. Machado into Tamara. Tamara, Fofana, challenging him. Lavia does such a good job of dispossessing. And starts to lead a counter-attack. He needs support there, and he has got it with shoulder up, but shoulder up gives the ball away. And I think that's the signal for shoulder up to come off. And we're going to bring Cole Palmer on. Cole Palmer's going to come on that side. And Luke Thomas I would bring off, but we don't have the option that I would like on the bench to rotate, if I'm being honest, which is a bit frustrating. So we might have to leave Luke Thomas on. We've got one more change left. I'll leave it for a little bit longer. I'll leave it until we get to 80 minutes, just to freshen things up. Big ball over the top, but Luke Thomas is going to get there. Good to see. Gets to Lavia. And Lavia now, club captain, looking for options. Drives forward, looking for shoulder up. One of his last touches, and it's a very poor pass. I'm very glad we're bringing him off, because that was absolutely abysmal. But curiously, the highlight continues here. And Manchester City in possession. Phil Foden has dropped deeper there, going to Tamara. Goes out wide to Bukayo Saka. We are stretched a little bit here. And it's in, and it's a goal. And you can kind of see that coming, and it's so disappointing. And all of a sudden... Despite the fact that we've looked good in this game, we've let Man City come back into the game. Right, we're going to fire up. Double check their changes. And what have they made? Derek Ridley, I don't know who you are. Felipe Machado, I don't know who you are, but you look superb, actually. You look really, really, really good. So we're going to press you. I'll give you much time on the ball. And this guy's the guy who's just scored. We're going hard on him. Can't believe we just let him score, actually, looking at his stats there. Right. What else can we do? I mean, Kuchiyara's not had a good time since coming on. Guardian, can you... I was going to say, I thought you could play it left back. You can't. Right. I think we're going to bring Veloso off, and we're going to bring Veenstra on. And that's a weird one. But he can do a job as a playmaker, as can Lavia. We're going to swap him around, actually. Have Lavia be the playmaker. And we're just going to see... Very, very bad time off there. We're just going to see whether we can get back into this game. We have tried to motivate the boys up. And hopefully we can just get back into this game. We just need the one goal. Take things to... I don't know if it's straight to penalties, actually, in this competition. Right. Veenstra and Palmer doing really well there. But the ball cannot find Kuchiyara. Kuchiyara has been a bit anonymous since coming on, actually. Which is very disappointing. And the ball goes out wide to Saka again. And we are struggling here. But the pass is lacking from Saka. Fofana picks it up. And goes forward to Lethan. Lethan now, who's been one of the bright stars in this game. Got the goal that set us on our way, of course. Big ball over the top to Kuchiyara. And Kuchiyara, after I've slated him, has gone and got the equaliser. And we have a chance. We have a massive chance to go further in this game. Ball comes over to Lethan. Lethan looking for options. Runs with it infield a little bit and then just finds this lovely little chip. I thought he'd have gone over everyone. Ederson, if he reacts a bit quicker, maybe if he's about 5 years younger, he reacts a bit quicker there and he runs to it and gets it. But Kuchiyara gets on the end of it, makes it 2-2. And we have a chance. Now, can we steal this? I say steal this, we've been the better team. Can we get this in normal time or do we have to go to penalties? We have what looks like to be one more highlight. Ederson launching it forward, looking for Phil Foden. Fofana gets it to Kuchiyara, but he cannot keep the ball. And City have possession again. Avia to Machado. Machado now to Dunica. Or Durica? I couldn't quite catch his name there, to be fair. They're playing the ball around nicely here. Fofana gives the ball away to Phil Foden. But Livramento does come back to cover. Right, Saka. Looking to get that last cross in. Goes back to Avia. Avia whipping it in. Fofana clears it to Kuchiyara. And now we have a chance. Kuchiyara's got to look for Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer was making a great run there. Couldn't quite find him, but he finds him now. But the moment has kind of gone. But Cole Palmer now on the ball into Orlando. And it's Orlando, the former Manchester United man, who scored in the 94th minute. Oh. And that has got to do it, surely. Kuchiyara, I was slating him for missing the pass to Palmer earlier, but he gets it now. And Cole Palmer does normal winger things rather than inverted winger thing. Gets it to Orlando. And Orlando just with sheer power blasts it through Ederson. And it is 3-2. We come from behind. And it looks like that's going to be enough. And it is going to be enough. We start the game well. We go behind. They miss a penalty in there as well. They don't miss that penalty. It might be a different outcome. But against the Man City side, who still have a lot of quality despite their struggles, we do very, very well indeed. And Wolves go through against Arsenal on penalties. That's very interesting. Aaron Bailey's got an injury, by the way. She's very, very disappointed. He is going to be... Oh, he's coming back here for treatment, but then going to go back to Plymouth. So we'll send him to a specialist, obviously. We've got some players who are absolutely shattered. But Orlando with a goal and an assist, again, just absolutely wrecking things. Cucciaro, by the way, still wanted by Liverpool. He absolutely wrecked Liverpool when we played them, which was quite amusing to me. Badiashile now has a suspension in the Carabao Cup. Right, 4 days' time, Chelsea. What could possibly go wrong? Back for the game against Chelsea, just to confirm a couple of things before we do go any further. I don't know if I've actually shown you the Premier League table properly. I think I already have, but there it is, just in case. We have actually got a game in the hand on Arsenal and we're still top, so could go 3 points clear today. Erling Haaland is the best player in the league. Orlando is second best player, but Orlando is still top of the goal scoring charts. I feel like you knew all of this. Next round of the EFL Cup, which will be in the next episode, we will see the second leg of the semi-final, is Liverpool. Not going to be an easy one. But again, do remember, we have played Liverpool already this season and we beat them 3-1. So, who knows? Who knows what will happen? But we're focusing today on Chelsea. And this is the 11 we're hopefully going to be using to beat Chelsea. It's Hoy and Hull in goal. Livramento, Fofana, Guardian and Anning in defence. Veloso and Lavia in the middle. With Lethan, Cucciaro and Palmer supporting Orlando up front. Sheldrake didn't play that well last time out. His racing actually looks a bit better than it was. So we're going to give him a bit of a rest. And we're going to give Cole Palmer the benefit of the doubt. He did come on and do well in that last match. Lethan keeps his place after continuing his good run of form. Guardian comes in. Badiashile didn't play that well, but he is on the bench. Fofana, of course, a former Chelsea player. That's who we signed him from. Also, Livramento came up through the Chelsea Academy, of course. So we have got a very strong team out there. There are a couple of players missing. Price is not fully fit. James Ward-Prowse has been missing out recently anyway, but he'll come back in, I'm sure. And Luke Thomas had a really poor game last time, so just not even going to attempt it. But against this Premier League game against Chelsea, we are at Stamford Bridge, so it is an away game, tricky away game, but we're going to give things a go and see what happens. Now, something I haven't mentioned yet, and I think it's one of the biggest differences so far this season, because we feel like we are playing... I mean, we played very well last season. We won 3 trophies, so of course we did. But something I haven't done this season is I haven't taken us off attack. Now, normally the team would just be on positive, and every now and then I would just put us up for attack if I felt like we needed an extra boost. This season, I've just left us on attack. And we've been flying. Okay, we've lost a couple of games, but for the most part, we have been flying. And it's been interesting. Why am I watching this? It's been interesting to see it work, to be honest. So, I think, I don't know, is that the way to go forward? Possibly. I think as the team has gotten better, we can cope with the demands of being on attack all the time. If I was at a team like a Manchester City or a Chelsea or a Arsenal or a Liverpool, it wouldn't even be a question. I'd just be on attack all the time because we'd have the money to buy the defence to cope with such a thing. And I think we're at the point now where our team has grown to the point where we can cope with it. I mean, in Wesley Fofana, I think we have got a bona fide superstar defender. In Guardian, we've got someone who can become that. In Badiashile, we've got someone who's kind of that rung down. He's like a good Champions League level defender. But yeah, I feel like, I mean, it's funnily enough, we've actually got 2 centre-backs that Chelsea have in real life. Badiashile didn't actually make the move in this save. Orlando's down there. That's got to be a penalty, surely. I think it's going to be. Yeah, Badiashile hadn't made the move by the time I started this save. So, in reality, we've got 2 parts of Chelsea's defence. At the heart of a potential Chelsea defence with the 1,000,001 players they've got, which I do find quite interesting. Orlando steps up. He was fouled. He is going to be the man who takes it on his left peg. And he puts it in the bottom right-hand corner. Because he's Orlando and that's what he does. 26th goal of the season in the 10th minute from the penalty spot. And we lead at Stamford Bridge. Marvellous. I mean, it's a penalty. We don't need to see too much of the highlight of that. We all know how penalties work. And that would put us 3 points clear of Arsenal. They did win their game earlier in the day or earlier in the week or whenever they played 2-0 against Everton. So Arsenal doing the best they can. They have dropped points, obviously. We did draw against them when we played them. And it's a horrible mistake from the Chelsea keeper. And Cucciara goes and scores for the second game. Did he score in the last game? He didn't score in the last game. He played well in the last game. But he goes and scores another goal. He scored 6 or 7 now. I didn't see what came up on the screen. But he has gone and scored. Anning gets to Cucciara. Back to Anning. Anning looking for options. Gets back to Cucciara. And Cucciara really just goes for it. That's an awful save. That's an awful attempt at a save. His hands are just blasted out of the way by the shot. It didn't even look that particularly powerful. But it is 2-0 early on. And Anning gets an assist as well, which is lovely to see. And they're making our job easier for us so far. We're having chances. They're having chances. But all of ours, not all of ours, 2 of ours so far have been on target. So every shot we've had on target so far has been a goal, which is nice to see. They have finally had a shot on target. I think we're going to go into half-time at 2-0, and that is a good first half. I'd prefer 3. You know my feelings on a 2-goal lead. I would prefer 3 goals, but oh, you know what? I've made them happy. I'm not going to say anything else. Go on, lads. Demand a bit more from you. Go on, get a 3rd. You know my feelings on a 2-0 lead. Even every now and then a 3-0 lead isn't enough. But let's go out there and try and get another goal, shall we? I think that's quite sensible. Right, Chelsea kick off for this highlight. Enzo Fernandez out wide looking for options. He's gone very wide here. He's very much a central player normally. Raheem Sterling looking for options. We're trying to keep him on that left peg. Can't quite do it. But Lavia does really well. Heads it out. And Lethan now running down the right-hand side. Been quite quiet today, Jay Lethan, so far. Running down, looking for a cross, can't quite find it. Our former player, of course, Antonio Silva, in the heart of the Chelsea defence. We've effectively done a defender swap. Fofana leaves it there, and his lucky Guardian was a kind of aware, because that could have been very messy for us. Right, big ball from Cucciara to Lethan. Lethan looking for options. He has got men in the box. Orlando is one of them. The ball is in the back of the net. I had a feeling he might get given us offside. It has not been. And Jay Lethan continues this great run of form he's been on. Orlando continues to put the ball in the back of the net, doing Orlando things. And it is 3-0. Cucciara starts to move off here. Big ball out to Jay Lethan. Jay Lethan had the ball out there, but couldn't quite get anything going. Finds his man this time. He put a cross in earlier. Didn't find anyone but Chelsea shirts. But this time Orlando is there. And to be fair, Cole Palmer was sneaking behind as well. So even if it had gone past Orlando, I'm pretty sure Cole Palmer would have buried it too. 3-0. I feel a bit better now. And we've got a Jay Lethan assist as well. The aim for me, before we leave this club, is to get Jay Lethan an England call-up. That would make me very, very happy. Right, Fofana heads it out. Kai Havertz with a chance, and the ball is in the back of the net. It's going to get checked for offside. I don't think it's going to get given. It's Eric Garcia, I think, who bundled it into the back of the net there. Bit disappointed if we don't get a clean sheet today, but I don't think this is going to be given. I think it is going to be... No, it isn't going to be given. I was about to say, I think this is going to be given. I think this is onside. Eric Garcia apparently in an offside position. Not even just him, someone else. Maybe that's Raheem Sterling, I don't know. But yeah, 2 players in an offside position. Good call, Mr. Referee. Very good call indeed. Right, 3-0. It's substitute o'clock. Let's see what we can do. I'm looking at Romeo Lavia. He's looking tired and not very good. So Vinstra can come on. Cole Palmer's not having the best game of his life. We're going to bring Hector Febre on. Give him some football. We're going to give Shoulder Up a bit of a rest. And if Orlando scores another goal, I will bring Pinamonti on. But at the moment, he hasn't. So we'll leave him as is. I think we'll bring on Jimenez for Livramento. Give him a bit of game time. Not that he needs game time necessarily, but we're going to do it anyway, just because. So we can keep players a little bit on the fresher side. And let's just see whether we can see the game out from here. If we get a 4th goal, I'll be delighted. Again, I would be looking for a hat-trick from Orlando. I don't think it's happening though, so we'll make those final 2 changes. Looking at the tired boys, Lethan's been superb recently. I mean, annoyingly, I would bring Cole Palmer on in this situation to rest him. But we'll bring Shoulder Up on, swap him and Febre around. And for my final trick, Veloso can come off, I think, for... No, do you know what? Actually, Veloso can stay on. Cucciara can come off. We'll put Orlando as 2 attacking midfielder. I'll bring Pinamonti on. So we'll have our cake and eat it as well. Because, you know, why the devil not? Got a great striker. Let's put him to attacking midfield and see what he can do. Right, free kick here from Shoulder Up. Whips in, looking for the header. Febre. Cannot find him now. Orlando with the ball on the outside of the box. Vinstra going for a worldie there. Bit high, bit wide. Not very handsome. Top marks for trying. At least he did it at 3-0. If he did it at 0-0, I'd have been fuming with him. Right, Balaric. Gets to Ratcliffe. Harris now into Jose Alberto. Jose Alberto hits it a bit too heavy. Jimenez loses the ball though, which is a bit concerning. Tries to cross the ball in. Hoyenhal somehow does the work to keep it out there, but Ratcliffe does put it in the back of the net, and we do concede a goal. Chelsea are a good team. It's no surprise to me that we would concede against them. It obviously is a bit disappointing. We're not going to get a clean sheet here, but it's all good. Haven't got long left in the game. Let's just see the game out. We start off with the kickoff, funnily enough. We go back up the other end and score a goal. I will be delighted. Right, Fofana goes to Jimenez. Jimenez looking for the big ball over the top. Can't find it though. Really, really poor pass there. And now Chelsea come forward again. Fofana gets it to Jimenez though. Jimenez, who did make the mistake to concede that goal, gets to Veenstra. Veenstra looking over the top for shoulder up. Shoulder up goes out wide to get it. Looking for options to cut it inside the box. Cuts back. Mason Mount tackles him. No penalty given. Shoulder up was looking for it though. And now Chelsea come again. And Ratcliffe is in. And Hoyenhal's come out of his box. Sports Interactive. Explain that to me, please, because that's the worst goalkeeping. Just that. And what's this? What's this? Oh! Oh, God. What is that? Sorry, I needed a moment. Hoyenhal, who by the way is the captain at this point, due to who's on the pitch and who's not on the pitch. Oh boy. We've got a few minutes to survive here because we are actually in danger of drawing this game. Veenstra gets it out wide, looking for shoulder up. Shoulder up's run a bit too far. Shoulder up now. We've literally got a minute to go, but we've given possession away again. Right, Fofana to shoulder up. I mean, we've been very loose in possession in this last period of the game. Pinamonti's in, and Pinamonti has the chance, and their goalkeeper doesn't do the madness that our goalkeeper did. What an opportunity for Pinamonti to seal the game. And we have less than a minute remaining to try and survive. And we've just given possession. Oh, they're offside. That's okay. Oh, I was going to say, what was that defending? Oh, goodness me. Right, Guardian with a free kick. Take as much time as you want. Carmen, take as much time as you want. I don't mind. I do not mind. Get a yellow card? Do not mind. Genuinely. I will pay the fine. I will pay the fine. Right. We finally kick off. We have seconds remaining on the original time, but I imagine there'll be some added on extra. Right, February now. Looking to get the ball into the box. Doesn't need to. We do win the game, but my word, we made it hard work for ourselves. Who is this kid? He's a good player, to be fair. He's 3.5 stars. Not got any England caps yet, but he's a decent player. Deep line forward. His finishing's not the best. His passing's decent. His flair's decent. I mean, I'd say he's more of an attacking midfielder, but deep line forward. 5'11". Jumping reach isn't great. He's not the best in the air. But he's kind of like a forward playmaker. I mean, I'm surprised he's not false 9, to be honest with you. He does look decent. I mean, it'd be rude not to. I know he's not come up in a scout report, but I feel like if you play against someone who impresses you, you are allowed to scout them. Yeah, very Jekyll and Hyde. Right. Not happy with you. Oh boy. What a, yeah. Oh my word. And Jimenez made a mistake, which isn't getting called up here. But do you know what? We won the game. That's the main thing. And if we can make mistakes like that, but still get through the game, that's the thing that matters. And it does put us, as previously mentioned, 3 points ahead of Arsenal on level games, which is definitely wonderful. And Orlando continues his stronghold on the goal scoring chart. We have now officially played half of the games in the season, 19 games, and Orlando has scored 20 goals. The man's a machine. He's an absolute machine. Right. When will we be back? I do think we talked about this last time, and we were going to come back kind of the same time we did last year. We're going to come back for the semi-final of the EFL Cup and then come back for a Champions League game. I mean, right there, it'd be rude not to come back for Barcelona, really, wouldn't it? I think we come back for Liverpool and we come back for Barcelona. That is a big next episode. I think that makes a lot of sense. So we'll hopefully get through in the EFL Cup and get through in the Champions League. But if we look at the league stage in the Champions League at the moment, we're actually top of it. And we've already qualified for the playoffs. So the question now is, can we get past the playoffs straight into that first knockout, proper knockout round? I don't know whether we'll be able to do it. I hope that we will. What's it called? I keep forgetting what the actual phase is called. Round of 16. I couldn't think of the right phrasing there. But yeah, hopefully we can get through to the round of 16 in one game maybe. Maybe we just need to win the one game against Barcelona, who are currently, of course, in this group as well. They're only 2 points behind us, I think. Have we got a 100% record? We've got a 100% record. Booyah. But I will see you for those games against Liverpool and Barcelona in the next video. So until then, thank you so much for watching. Do not forget to like the video if you enjoyed it. And don't forget to leave a subscribe on the channel as well, so don't miss any of the wonderful content to come in the future. I've been Stu. You guys have been awesome. And I will see you in the next one. Cheers.